ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्वसे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, welcome back to the Bhagavad Gita study group. Thank you all for joining. Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We'll do a chota sa recap of what we did last week. Last week, Krishna very clearly said that when I appear in a human form, fools don't recognize me, and so they disrespect me. And because they disrespect me, all the work that they do, all their knowledge, all their hopes, everything is baffled. And because everything is baffled, what happens? They take the wrong shelter. Right? Rakshasim, Asurim natures. And they get completely entangled in this material world. Right? That is the problem when we don't recognize a supreme authority. Whereas if you are a Mahatma, which means if we take the right shelter, if we take shelter of that superior spiritual energy, Daivim Prakrutim, then what happens? We tend to worship the Lord with an unwavering mind. And because the mind is fixed on the Lord, our ashray will see us through all our troubles in life. And therefore Krishna tells us there's a very simple verse that you have to keep in mind and practice if you want to be a Mahatma. Right? So he tells us what to do and how to do it. Right? Did anyone learn that verse? Yes, Subbalakshmi, please tell me the verse.
कृतं कीर्तयन्तो मां यदन्तस्य दावृताः जडवृत्ताः नमस्तन्तस् मां भक्त्या नित्ययुक्ता उपासते.
Excellent. Right? So what do we have to do? Satatam, always kirtayanto. Chant about the Lord. Always chant, think of the Lord and do his kirtan. And then when we take on certain services, then yatantascha dhrudavritaha. Do your service with determination. Don't say ki yaar this is difficult and give up midway. Namasyantascha mam bhaktya. Whenever you bow down before the Supreme, do it with bhakti. Don't do it out of fear. Don't do it because you want something. Do it with pure devotion. Nitya yukta upasate. And constantly be engaged in my upasana, in worshipping me, in serving me in whatever way you can. Right? So we all should try and learn this verse. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dhrudavrataha namasyantascha mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. Alright? Now with that we will continue this Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yoga. Okay? We are starting with verse number 15 today. Please repeat the verse after me. Jnana yadnena chapyanye yajanto mam upasate ekatvena pruthatvena bahudha vishvato mukham.
Others who engage in sacrifice by the cultivation of knowledge worship the Supreme Lord as the one without a second, as diverse in many and in the universal form.
So please remember, Krishna is talking about the different kinds of people and how they actually have a relationship with Krishna. So first he spoke about the mudhas, the ignorant people who don't recognize him. Right? So these people with their Rakshasim and their Asurim natures, they take shelter of Mahamaya. And so they are constantly engaged in this material world. Then he spoke of the Mahatmas. The Mahatmas stay far away from Mahamaya. They take shelter of Yogamaya. Right? And so they are directly in touch with the Supreme Lord in bhakti. Pure love. Right? Nothing in between. Now Krishna talks about the other people, the in-between. Right? So, Jnana Yadnena. In this verse, he is talking about people who do Jnana Yadnya, which means they are trying to understand the Supreme Lord by studying philosophy, by studying the scriptures. Right? So, they're definitely wanting to walk the spiritual path, but bhakti intrinsically nahi aa rahi hai. But they're putting in a lot of effort and they're trying to study and understand what it is that I should do and what it is that I should not do. Remember in the 7th chapter also, Krishna spoke to us about 4 kinds of people who approach him. Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukritinarjuna arto jidnyasur artharthi jnani. Right? He spoke about the 4 categories. Those who are in trouble, those who are just inquisitive, those who want something from me. And last, those who are jnanis. And even at that point, Krishna had said, yaar, ye jo jnani hai na, I like this chap a lot. Right? So even here, Krishna is elaborating on, it's wonderful how there is one category of people who worship me by trying to get knowledge about me. Right? And then he talks about 3 ways in which people perceive the Lord. Ekatvena, see those words. Ekatvena, pruthatvena, bahudha vishvato mukham. Okay? There are 3 types of jnanis. One is ekatvena. He thinks कि भगवान और मैं एक ही है. Ekatvena. So he worships himself as one with the Supreme Lord. Our understanding is that I am a part and parcel of the Lord. My thinking is that I am a tiny speck of gold. God is a gold mine. Right? So yes, I have the same qualities as God, but in quantity, I am very teeny weeny. I am inconsequential. Right? I am Anu and he is Vibhu. The Lord is everywhere and I am one tiny speck that belongs to him. But Ekatvena jo hote hain, these people, they worship themselves as non-different from God. So when they say Soham, I am that. Shivoham, I am Shiv. Right? So their ultimate goal is to attain that realization. of Satchit Ananda, when they say Aham Brahmasmi, they are saying I am Brahman, I am God. But the way we interpret Aham Brahmasmi is I am a tiny part and parcel of that Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. Yes, I am part of him. Right? But I don't say I am the entire him. So those are the Ekatvena Upasaks. Then there are the Pruthatvena Bahudha. There are many people who see manifestations of Devatas everywhere around them. And they understand that all Devatas are pratik, are representatives of God. And so they worship different Devatas. Right? So one is a person who considers himself as God. Second one finds different Devatas and understands that these Devatas are representatives of God, and so he does a lot of Devata worship. And the last one is Vishwato Mukham. He believes that this Vishwa, this whole material creation, is the Mukha, the representation, the Rupa of the Lord. This Brahman that we see around us, this universe, is God. So everything that is visible, all the different aspects, the sun, the moon, the trees, the ocean, everything is the face of God. Right? So these three are the categories of the Jnanis. So there are monists, me and God are the same. There are Devata worshippers, Indra Chandra would be Vishwatomukham. Devatas, so Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Ganpati, Devi, right? All these are Devatas and I worship them because they represent the Lord. And the last one is Ye Pura Vishwa Jo Hai, that is the face of the Lord. And so I worship different aspects of creation. Krishna says, okay, all of you are Jnanis. So long as you're out there to get knowledge about me and you're attached to me, I love you. Okay? Now in verses 16, 17, 18 and 19, they're such beautiful verses where Krishna says ki bhai tum kuch bhi kar lo. You will be able to find me in everything. So if you're a Bhakt, you're a Mahatma, you're a Jnani, whether you're Ekatvena, Prithatvena Bahuda or Vishwaroop worshipper, doesn't matter. Whichever approach you take, you are worshipping me and me alone. Okay? So Krishna is going to draw our attention towards him. So the next 4 verses, when we recite, think of yourself as Krishna who's speaking these verses. Okay? Because Krishna is talking about himself in these verses. So feel these verses, you will love them. Okay? Please repeat after me, verse number 16. Aham kratur aham yajna swadhaham aham aushadham mantroham aham evajyam aham agnir aham hutam.
But it is I who am the ritual, I the sacrifice, the offering to the ancestors, the healing herb, the transcendental chant. I am the butter and the fire and the offering.
Lovely. So what happens is when Jnanis sit down to worship, right? They might want to do a lot of yajnas. So here Krishna says, okay, let's look at your yajna procedure. Every aspect of that yajna is me, right? Yajna, why do we do yajnas? I make an offering in the yajna because I want something from that yajna. I perform a yajna because I want yajna phal. Please remember that. Okay? So here Krishna is talking about the yajna. He says now the first thing when you do a yajna is that there are several krutis, several rituals that we follow. So he says, I am that kruti. Aham kratu. I am the Vedic ritual. Whatever ritual you're told to do, I am that. Aham yajna. I am the sacrifice itself as prescribed in different Vedas. Okay? I am Swadha. Swadha means we offer, abhi Pitra Paksha chal raha hai, we all offer Tarpan. Right? That Tarpan is called Swadha. Right? The offering that we give. Krishna says, I am the Swadha. I am Aushadham. Aushadham means in all yajnas, we put till, we put jau, right? That is Aushad. We are putting it saying we want relief from all kinds of pains. Right? So Krishna says that Aushad also is me. Right? Aham mantra. All the mantras that you're chanting, all the transcendental chants, they all come from me. Aham ajyam. We all put ghee in the yajna. That ghee also represents me. Aham agni. That agni, that the agni kund that we built, that agni is also me. Aham hutam. वो जो लकड़ियां डालते हैं, right? We put little stakes, we put a coconut, right? All of this, Krishna says, is me. So everything that constitutes a part of your yajna, that is me. I am all that is, and there is nothing besides me. So everything that you use to worship the Lord is also the Lord. The easiest way to understand this is when I go to, let's say, to worship the Ganga. How do I worship the Ganga? मैं पानी में उतरती हूँ, है ना, आधा उतरती हूँ, फिर मैं गंगा का पानी उठाती हूँ मेरे हाथ में, right? And I pour it back in the Ganges. So I'm using the water of the Ganga to worship the Ganga, right? Similarly, Krishna says that in everything that exists, learn to see me, because I am all the material that you're using to worship me. Make sense? Yeah? Okay. Next verse. Very beautiful verse again. Please repeat. Pitaham asya jagato mata dhata pitamaham vedyam pavitram omkaram rik sama yajurevacha.
I am the father of this universe, the mother, the support, and the grandson. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier, and the syllable O. I am also the Rik, the Sama, and the Yajur Vedas.
So I am the source of everything. Pitaham. I am the father. Right? Everything that moves and doesn't move is created by the Lord. Aham bija pradah pita. He gives the seed. Right? He is the Parashakti. And he says, I am also the Mata, the mother. Father gives the seed, mother gives the body. Right? And we are made of the 5 elements. Bhumir, Apo, Nalo, Vayu, Kham. Where do these come from? This is Krishna's Apara Shakti. Right? Mother feeds us. Mother nourishes us. That's exactly what the Lord does. So the Lord is the Pita and he says, I'm your Mata. I am the Dhata. How is the planet held up? Because the Lord holds it in orbit. Right? So he supports the entire universe. And that is why he is the Dhata. Pita Mahaha, grandfather. I created Brahmaji. Brahmaji created the whole universe. So by that relationship, I am the grandfather. Right? Vedyam Pavitram Omkara. Vedyam. Everything that is there for you to know. Vedya means knowledge. So everything, every aspect of knowledge that you need to get, that is me. Pavitram Omkara. That Omkar, the Om chant which purifies everything, which removes all doshas, that Omkar is me. And Rika, Sama, Yaju. all the hymns of all the Vedas, they all come from me. Right? And in all these Vedas, the Omkar is very prominent. And Krishna is saying, I am the Omkar. Right? Please understand, we all have Pita, Mata, Data, Pitamaha. Right? In our lives, we all have Mata, Pita, mother, father, Dhata, people who support us. We all have grandfather, Pitamaha. But these relationships are with our physical body. Here Krishna is talking to us as the soul. In this verse, he's taking us beyond the bodily consciousness to the platform of the soul. And he says, when you think of yourself as the soul, then every relationship that you have is with me and me alone. When you think of yourself as Atma, then I'm your father, I'm your mother, I'm your sister, your brother, your beloved, your friend. So from now on, when we say a prayer, remember, when we are asking for material benedictions, then we are thinking of ourselves as the body. Right? In material consciousness, I am Varsha and I want this and this and this and this. But when we pray, Pitaham asya jagato mata dhata pitamaha, when we start understanding in Ram Raksha, Mata Ramo mat pita Ramachandraha, Swami Ramo mat sakha Ramachandraha, Sarvasvam me Ramachandro Dayalur, Nanyam jane naiva jane na jane. Right? Or गांधारी ने बोला हुआ, which everybody repeats. अभी गणपति में त्वमेव माता पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बंधु सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रवणम त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वम मम देव देव. Right? When we chant these prayers, at that point, please remember, we are not talking from a bodily platform. At that point, it is the Atma connecting with the Paramatma. It is our soul talking to the super soul. Okay? So become more conscious when you chant these prayers. If I'm asking for something for this body, then I'm in bodily consciousness, and because he is the giver of everything, I'm worshipping him. But when I'm asking for spiritual elevation, when I'm asking for support to help my bhakti grow, when I'm asking to be situated at his lotus feet forever, soul is talking to the super soul. Okay? Beautiful verse to learn. Next one, verse number 9.18. Again, amazingly nice verse. Please repeat after me. Gatir bharta prabhu sakshi, Nivasa sharanam surut, Prabhava pralaya sthanam, Nidhanam bijam avyayam.
I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. I am the creation, the annihilation, the basis of everything, the resting place, and the eternal seed.
Such a beautiful verse. Krishna is literally spelling it out for us. Ki bhai, please listen. I am absolutely everything in your life. All of you who are not familiar with the verses, please learn to break them up and read so that we understand the word meanings. They're so deep. Gatir bharta. See, we should be able to read the verse like that. Gatir bharta prabhu sakshi, nivasa sharanam surhut, prabhava pralaya sthanam nidhanam bijam avyayam. So the first one, gati. I am your gati, which means I am your destination. I am the place where you ultimately want to come. All the effort that you're doing is because you ultimately want to come to me. So the first word Krishna says is, I am your gati. Right? I am your destination. Bharta. on an everyday basis तुम्हारा पालन पोषण करने वाला is me. I'm your sustainer. Bharta. So please remember, I remember when I had, I'd newly learned this verse, and I was having a little tiff with my husband, and he said something, and I said, don't for a minute think you are the one who's looking after me. It's he who is my Bharta. Right? So you suddenly get this whole thing. And I think somewhere from that day onwards, that confidence is greater. कि भाई ठीक है, तू बहुत सारा कमाता होगा, लेकिन देखने वाला तो वो है. Right? So, Bharta. Just know forever deep inside कि whatever तुम्हारा जो भी maintenance हो रहा है, on the face of it, definitely every person enriches our life. Every person makes our life possible. But every person is simply a nimitta matra because he has designed them to be in our lives. Right? So he is our Bharta. Next one, the master, Prabhu. He is the supreme ruler because everything belongs to him. Right? He is the owner of everything. And the minute I understand that, then I realize, why am I worried? When I think that I own things, then I become responsible for them. But the minute I know he is the owner of everything, I am free. Right? There is a lot of freedom in this bondage. When you bind yourself to the Lord and accept him as the master, then you actually get a lot of freedom. Right? He is the Prabhu, Sakshi. I am a witness to everything that you're doing. Not just doing, everything that you're thinking, everything that you're speaking, everything that you're doing. Kayena vacha manasena and indriya. Whatever you're doing with any aspect of your life, I am the Sakshi. As Paramatma, I am aware of everything that is happening inside of you. Right? Beautiful words. Gati, Bharta, Prabhu, Sakshi. Then Nivasa. तुमको फाइनली आके जहां निवास करना है ना, आफ्टर भटकोइंग इन ऑल दीज वर्ल्ड्स, लाइफ आफ्टर लाइफ, आवर फाइनल निवास, आवर फाइनल होम इज दैट गोलोक वृंदावन. That is where we all want to go back. So he says, yes, I am your nivas. Right? Sharanam. I am your shelter. Come to me. I will offer you complete protection. Sharanam. Simply इधर उधर जाके लोगों के पाँव मत छुओ, बस वो पाँव पकड़ लो और कभी छोड़ो मत. उस शरण का आश्रय ले लो. Right? Sharanam. And then Surhut. Surhut very vaguely translates to I am your bestest well-wisher. I am your dearmost friend. That person to whom you can say anything. Sit and evaluate and look at all your relationships in life. Right? There is no one person to whom you can go and say everything. कहीं ना कहीं हिचक होगी. But that Lord, उसके सामने तुम खड़े होके absolutely कुछ भी बोल सकते हो, because anyways he is Sakshi. Anyways, he is aware of everything that's happening with you. Right? तो वो जो अपना सुरहुत है, our best friend, we can have any kind of relationship with him. Because if we decide to thoda sa pay attention, then we can feel his presence everywhere. Inside us, around us. I to find him beside me at all times. Right? So, Surhut. Then Prabhava, Pralaya. I am the cause of creation, I am the cause of destruction. Both Prabhava and Pralaya happens according to my will. Right? And I am Sthanam. I am every single sthan जहां पे तुम अपना कर्म कर रहे हो. Wherever you think you're performing action, I am present there. Sthanam. Nidhanam. Nidhanam, again and again, if you see, God has repeated the same word 3 times. Gatir, our final destination. निवास, जहां मुझे जाके फाइनली रहना है. Nidhanam, my final resting place. So in one verse, thrice God is reinforcing कि भाई, when you're done with all your actions here and when you want to finally come and rest, come to me. I am your Nidhanam. है ना? In our material lives, है ना, mom is your Nidhanam. पूरा थक जाते हो, you just want to go and lie down in somebody's lap. There's nobody better than mom. But now think of somebody way better than mom, right? Nidhanam, where all of us can go और उसकी गोदी में सो सकते हैं, right? He's telling us he's that. And then he says, Bijam Avyayam. I am your eternal seed, imperishable seed. That seed which will never get destroyed. So essentially in these 4 verses, including the 19th verse that we will now do, all that Krishna says is, अब से जब सोचोगे तब मेरे बारे में सोचो. See me, start experiencing me in every aspect of your life. वो अनुभव लेना शुरू करो. So far you've been listening, right? You've been hearing कि ये कृष्णा है, वो कृष्णा है, वो कृष्णा है. Then I've told you how to look at everything and start perceiving me in it, right? Up to from the 7th chapter that has started, 7th chapter told us कि भाई पानी पियो तो भगवान को याद करो. तुम में कोई अच्छाई है तो वो भगवान से आई हुई है. 8th chapter again spoke about the different energies. 9th chapter again he's making us aware कि every aspect of existence we should be able to find him in it. And the 10th chapter will go even deeper. Okay? Alright. Verse number 19. Do we have any questions so far? No, we're good? Okay, verse number 19 please. Tapamyaham aham varsham Nigrunami utsrujami cha Amrutam chaiva mrityuscha Sadasachaham Arjuna.
O Arjuna, I give heat and I withhold and send forth the rain. I am the immortality and I am also death personified. Both spirit and matter are in me.
Thank you, Subhlakshmi. Tapami aham. मैं तपाता हूं. I heat the earth. How? In the form of sun. Right? तो मैं पूरा heat देता हूं because of which life is possible. And because of that heat, the water from the sea evaporates. So, tapami aham varsham. उसको तपा के जो भी मेरे पास आता है, I again send it back to you in a more useful form. Right? I take the salty sea water and I return it to you in the form of pure sweet rain. So, aham varsham. I send forth the rain. I give heat and I send forth the rain. और ऐसे कभी भी कुछ भी नहीं करता. Every day the sun is there. Every day tapami is happening. But is it raining every day? No. So, nigrunami utsrujami cha. I know when to hold back the rain and I know when to send the rain. Right? So I still, in spite of doing the heating process every day, I try and give you rains when you deserve it and when it is good for you. Right? Because I want existence to go on. Amrutam chaiva mrityuscha. I am Amrut and I am Mrityu. Amrut means something that never dies. Immortality. So our soul is immortal. And I am Mrityu. I am death. Which means our body, which is mortal. So soul comes from Krishna, body comes from Krishna. I am the Amrut part of your existence and I am the Mrityu part of your existence. Sat, Asat, Cha Aham Arjuna. I am Sat, I am Asat. Please understand, spirit is Sat, eternal. I am that. Matter is Asat. Everything material will die. And that matter also comes from me. So I am both spirit and matter. As soul, that is my spiritual energy. Your body That is my material energy. Anyone remembers the verses from the 7th chapter? What are the material energies? Fantastic. And after that, 3 more? Excellent. Excellent. So, Bhume, Rapo, Nalo, Vayu, Kham, Man, Buddhi, Ahankar. Right? These are my material energies. And what is my spiritual energy?
Jiva.
Absolutely. The Jivatma. Right? So, Sat and Asat is God. I am spirit and I am matter. Okay? So now Krishna has explained to us everything that he is. Right? And he says, still, if you want to be a Jnani and you want to study all the Vedas, right? You want to perform all the rituals, you want to do a lot of punya, then let me tell you what happens to you. Okay? So now he's going to explain what happens when we get engaged in doing all these rituals. Okay? Traividya mamasopa paputa papa yadnerištva swargatim prarthayante te punyamasadya surendra lokam ashnanti divyan divideva bhogan.
Those who study the Vedas and drink the Soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. Purified of sinful reactions, they take birth on the pious heavenly planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights.
Lovely. So, the word Traividya, Vidya which comes from the 3 Vedas. Okay, Sama, Yajur, Rig. So, a Brahman who studies the 3 Vedas is called a Trivedi. Right? And when we get engrossed in studying the Vedas, what happens? We become more and more interested in doing Yajna, in doing Karma Kand, in doing a lot of rituals, right? Worship of different devatas. So we become Ekatvena, Pruthakttvena, Bahudha Vishvato Mukham, right? So we do all that. Is that bad? No. It's a good thing. Because the more Yajna we do, the more purified we become. The more Punya we collect. Now what happens when we collect a lot of Punya? Swargalok, right? Swargatim prarthayante. Where do we go? Yajner ishtva, bahut sare yajna karke, we go to Swargalok. We buy our ticket to go to Swargalok. Right? And in Swargalok, what do? We enjoy Surendra Lokam mein, all our punya gets rewarded. Te punyam asadya Surendra Lokam. Su Indra Lokam. We go to Indraka Lok, and so in Indraka Lok, we enjoy all kinds of pleasures. Right? Bhagwan ke pleasures is what we enjoy. We think in material life may, we have some kind of enjoyment. In Indra Lok, it is going to be hundreds and thousands of times better than anything that we've ever enjoyed over here. Right? So Krishna is saying, you will do the yajnas, you will, buy your ticket to go to Indra Lok, and there you will enjoy all of Indraka pleasures. Okay? But then, there is one little problem. Okay? He's going to tell us the problem in the next verse. So please understand what has happened. Traividya. I have taken knowledge from the 3 Vedas. Because of that, I drink Soma juice. Right? I drink Somras, which gives me eternality, immortality. It destroys all my sins. And because I have prayed to different devatas and done so many yajnas, I have got to go to Surendra Lokam. Okay? All of this sounds fantastic because I get to enjoy all kinds of amazing pleasures. Deva Bhogan. जो देव भोग करते हैं, the pleasures that devatas are enjoying, that is the kind of pleasure that I would enjoy when I reach Surendra Lokam. Right? So it's like here I'm like in a chota sa tapri, and there it's a 5-star hotel experience. right? But now what is the problem? Verse number 21. Tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam chine punye martalokam vishanti evam traidharmamano prapanna gata gatam kama kama labhante.
When they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure and the results of their pious activities are exhausted, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of the three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death.
Very interesting verse, something that we must always remember in our lives. है ना, हम सबको लगता है कि इधर दान दे दिया तो मैंने पुण्य कमा लिया, मैंने गाय को चारा दे दिया मैंने पुण्य कमा लिया, मैंने ऑर्फनेज में जाके पैसे दे दिए मैंने पुण्य कमा लिया, मैंने हॉस्पिटल बिल्डिंग में पैसे दे दिए मैंने पुण्य कमा लिया. Here Krishna is telling us, yes, पुण्य कमाया तो तुमको मैंने हेवन में भेजा, हेवन में भेजा, तुमने बहुत सारा एंजॉयमेंट किया, राइट? तेतम भुक्त्वा स्वर्गलोकम विशालम. So I've sent you to Swargalok, and there you're bhuktva, you're enjoying every possible sense pleasure. But what is going to happen? It's like my punya, मैंने 10 लाख का पुण्य कमा के मेरे अकाउंट में डाल दिया, right? I have earned punya worth 10 lakh rupees and I've put it in my account. Every day when I am in heaven, I'm spending that punya. आज 1000 गया, आज 10,000 गया, आज 5,000 गया, आज 7,000 गया. All of that is going from my 10 lakh ka balance. Correct? So my balance is reducing. And one day my balance is going to get over. क्षीणे पुण्य. मेरा पुण्य जो है वो क्षीण हो जाएगा, वो 0 तक आ जाएगा. So I've made an advance payment in a 5-star restaurant. Okay, I've paid them 10 lakh rupees. And I'm staying there very comfortably, right? Every day they're treating me like a Raja. But every day they're deducting my money. So I'm allowed to stay there and use all the facilities every single day. But one day my money gets exhausted. That day will they say, Varsha, we love you very much, continue staying? No. They will ask me to vacate the room. Exactly what happens. Once my pious deeds, my punya is kshina, is exhausted in the heavenly planets, what happens? Kshine punye martalokam vishanti. I have to come back to this mrityu wala lok. Martya lok. Because in this lok, in this planet, janma mrityu jara vyadhi. Everything that is born will die. Mrityu is definite. So once my punya is over, I come back to this mrityu wala lok. Right? And in this world, I am subject to gata agatam, being born and dying again. And this chakkar, I will do punya, I will go to heaven. I will do pap, I will go to hell. But wherever I go, the minute my balance is nullified, what happens? I come back to this mrityu lokam vishanti. I come back to this material world where I have to still endeavor till I figure out where my final goal is. And so Krishna says, Ye trai dharmam anuprapanna. These people who follow the 3 Vedas and who work so hard to attain Swargalok, unka काम कामा लभन्ते. उनकी कामनाएं की पूर्ति कभी नहीं होने वाली है. What do they want? They want sense pleasures. So they go up to heaven, they enjoy all their sense pleasures, but unfortunately that comes to an end. So those who follow whatever is written in the Karma Kand section, Evam Trai Dharma Manuprapanna, those people who are doing this yajna for this tapas for that, this austerity for that. I want a son, I do this. I want a husband, very nice, I do that. I want a promotion, I do that. I want more and more and more material pleasures. अब भी है ना, अंबानी ने 15 करोड़ का मुकुट डोनेट किया अभी गणपति बप्पा को. right? He's ensuring that he becomes Ambani at least in his next life. है ना? Amazing. So we can keep doing punya, and of course our punya will give us good rewards. But after that, we will have to come back here. Gata gatam kama kama labhante. We will be stuck in this cycle of death and birth because we are constantly desiring sense enjoyment. I will keep taking birth, I will keep dying, and I'll keep desiring more and more sensual pleasures. Correct? Because that is the chakkar that I am fasoed in. And therefore, digest it all in and you think, yaar, itna sad maine kiya. Wapas idhar hi aane ke liye. So Krishna says, I'm giving you one sure shot solution. Already last week he gave us a solution. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dhrudavrataha. Right? Now this week he gives us one more solution. This 9th chapter is so beautiful because he will keep telling us कि भाई तू please यार तू मेरे पास आ जा. See, this is called Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam. This is Guhya knowledge. Because the Vedas will keep pushing us in the direction of keep doing karma kand and keep elevating yourself. But it does not give us the solution to get out. Right? None of us, if we are in our right mind, none of us want to get stuck in this circle of life and death. Tomorrow, even if God tells me, by next janam, pakka you will be Ambani, I will say, no, thank you. I want to be a speck of dust in Golok Vrindavan. Right? I don't want a multi-billion dollar wedding. No, I don't want it. I want service at your lotus feet. And for that, what should you do? Most beautiful verse. Everyone must, absolutely must learn this verse by heart this week itself. Next week, each and every one of you are going to repeat this verse. And it's already, half of it to most of you know. Please repeat verse 22. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janah pariyupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham.
But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have.
Most beautiful. We've all heard LIC ka tagline. Yogakshemam vahamyaham. Right? It is not LIC, it is Krishna Bhagwan. Right? Now pay attention to these words. These are incredible. Nobody can ever make a promise like this to you. Ananyas chintayanto mam. Mam, mera chintan ananyas karo. अन्य किसी और की चिंतन मत करो, सिर्फ और सिर्फ मेरा चिंतन करो. Right? So what is Krishna saying? Stay connected to me constantly. Right? Constantly think of me. If you do that, ye jana pariyupasate. If a person does my upasana by constantly thinking of me, which does not mean drop everything that you're doing and sit down praying to the Lord. No. It means think of me and do your duty. Whatever duty you're doing, know at the back of my mind. That is why he gave us so many examples. Tum jo bhi kar rahe ho, I am that. Right? If we can, without any diversion, constantly think of the Lord, तेषाम नित्याभियुक्तानाम. युक्त मतलब connected होना. So if I am always nitya, always connected with the Lord, right, in thought, he's not saying कि पूरा दिन भोग लगाओ, पूरा दिन आरती करो, पूरा दिन कीर्तन करते बैठो, सत्संग अटेंड करो. Nothing. Just in chintan. If I can constantly do Bhagwan ji ka chintan, then please underline, highlight yogak shemam vahami aham. Yog. What does yog means? See, all of us have two big worries in our life. Two of our biggest worries, because of which we're always anxious, we're always in tension. One is how can I get what I don't have? Right? I have a desire. How can I get what I don't have? Second one, I've gotten something. How can I protect it? Correct? We're all always concerned about protecting what we have, and we're running after what we don't have. Do we agree? Right? These are the two big things in our life. What I don't have, I want, and what I have, I want to protect. This verse says, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. Yoga, I will give you everything that you need. Whatever you don't have, and what is good for your spiritual journey, that I will give you. That is yoga. Kshema. Kshema means whatever you have, whatever spiritual assets you are building, those I will protect. There cannot be a better promise than this. And he says, he doesn't say, मैं किसी के through तुमको भेज दूंगा. What does he say? Vahami aham. I will personally maintain you. I will personally bring to you what you don't have and look after what you have. There is only one condition for it, and that condition is Ananyas Chintayanto Mam. Think of me without deviation, without any other thought in your mind. Ananyas Mera Chintan Karo. Right? So when we properly worship the Lord like that, when we are always attached to the Lord, then Krishna is saying, whatever is lacking and whatever needs protection, I personally will provide. Vahami aham. Yog means there is a particular item that I need so that my bhakti can get better. Right? God will most definitely facilitate. And shame. I'm using a particular item to serve Krishna. Krishna will most definitely protect it. Like Vashishta Muni had that Kamadhenu cow. Remember? Right? That Kamadhenu cow Vashishta Muni was using for his worship. Nandini. Right? The cow was supplying everything that he needed. Milk, butter, ghee, everything. One day Vishwamitra came and he says, what the hell? I mean, why does Vishwamitra, of course, at that time was a Raja. Vishwamitra said, yaar, ye Vashishta ke saath hi Kamadhenu gaay kya kar rahi hai? This should belong to me, a Kshatriya. And so he tries to zabardasti take it away. Right? At that point, Nandini, that Kamadhenu cow, she creates an entire army and she looks after herself and Vashishta Muni. So who was that? Krishna protecting that cow, because that cow was essential for Vashishta Muni to sit down in tapasya. Right? Okay, so we have 3 minutes, so I'll end this with a nice story. Arjuna Acharya, very famous Acharya, he and his wife, both beautiful, humble devotees. Right? They lived in a chota sa jhopdi, and every day he would do all his morning duties and then he'd go into the village to beg for alms. Rule tha, मैं सिर्फ 3 घर में जाऊंगा. जितनी भिक्षा मिली, उस पे me and my wife are going to survive. Right? This Arjuna Acharya was writing a commentary on the Bhagavad Gita. So one day he was completely focused in that translation. Okay? And when he was focused, he was doing this particular verse. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahami aham. I will personally bring you what you don't have and preserve what you have. Arjuna Acharya sat thinking, Vahami aham? Really? God is himself going to come? Not possible. Maybe there's a mistake in these words. Right? So Arjuna Acharya takes a pen and scratches the words Vahami aham. How is it possible that God will personally come to my house and give me what I want? Not possible. Right? God is not going to personally bring. Maybe he'll send somebody, maybe he'll do something, right? So he says, यार ये योगा क्षेमम तो ठीक है, किसी और के थ्रू करा लेंगे, वहामी अहम तो गलत है, तो कैंसिल करके, then he stops and he says, oh my God, itni der ho gayi aaj, I forgot to go and get bhiksha. Right? It's really late in the afternoon. And so he goes to the village like he goes every day. Ek ghar jata hai. The lady has already closed her kitchen and she's resting. Second house he goes to, the lady goes, oh my God, we just finished our lunch, everything is over. Third house, same story. Right? So lunch is done, there is no spare food even in a single house. 3 ghar ho gaye. Arjun Acharya comes back empty-handed. But while Arjun Acharya has gone out, right? He's gone out. 2 little boys carry loads of rice and dal and vegetables and fruits and butter, and they give it to Arjun Acharya's wife. She's surprised. Says, "इतने खूबसूरत बच्चे, वे कहाँ से आए हो तुम?" And they say, "हम तो, we're just disciples of your husband, no? He ordered us to bring this saman, and so we brought it." She's so in love with them. They're gorgeous, right? एक सावला सा, एक गोरा सा, curly hair, beautiful boy. She's in love with them. And then they say, okay, now we have to go. When they turn around, she sees scars on their back. She says, अरे बच्ची, ये क्या हो गया तुमको? तो बोलते हैं, आपको नहीं पता, आपके हस्बैंड तो बड़े स्ट्रिक्ट है ना? हमने उनकी बात नहीं सुनी तो उन्होंने तो हमको मारा. Says, what? My husband is like this. She feels really sad. She applies chandan on their back and she sends them. She's very angry with her husband. And her husband बेचारा 3 घर गया है, कुछ खाना नहीं मिला. So on the way back he's thinking, देखो मैंने सोचा था ना, योगा क्षेमम वहामी अहम. काहे का? How is God going to supply what I need? Right? With that thought, he's coming back. Comes back. His wife is gussa at home. He says, भाई आप क्या हो गया? Why are you angry? So she says, I didn't know you had such a horrible side to you. Why are you hurting children? He says, कौन से बच्चे? मैंने किसी को नहीं hurt किया हुआ है. So she tells him, look at all this saman. You told your disciples, right, to come and provide all the food over here. And those 2 boys, you've actually gone and scratched on them. He runs to his Bhagavad Gita translation, opens his book, and he sees कि वो pen marks ना जिससे उन्होंने scratch किया था, वो निकल गया. They don't exist anymore. योगक्षेमम वहामी अहम. पागल हो जाते हैं नमस्कार करते करते कि हाँ जी भगवान जी, आप पर्सनली आते हो अपने डिवोटीज को बचाने के लिए. Beautiful, right? But now take a minute and tell me, what is the yoga and what is the kshema? What did Krishna provide and what did Krishna protect? What did he provide? Very simple.
उसको हमारी जरूरत है, जो चीज हमें बहुत ही जरूरत है, इस आध्यात्मिक ज्ञान.
No. Based on this story, अर्जुन आचार्य के लिए, yes Sonal, अर्जुन आचार्य के लिए, what did Krishna provide? Food. Very simple, है ना? इतना दूध, दही, vegetables, rice, dal. So he provided food, right? What did he protect? Beautiful. What did he protect? He protected his faith. अर्जुन आचार्य इतने बड़े आचार्य, उनको एक डाउट आ गया था. वहामी अहम, impossible. God can't reach out to every bhakta. Krishna says, matter what? Vahami aham. If I have said it, I'm going to stand by what I have said. And so, Krishna protected his faith. And that is what we want him to do in all our lives. Whatever little faith we are building every single day, whatever adha mal, ek mal, do mal, just now most of us were hit by viral. हे भगवान, वायरल हो गया, बेड में पड़े हैं, कंप्लीट बॉडी कॉन्शियसनेस, है ना? स्पिरिचुअलिटी वेंट आउट ऑफ द विंडो. आज पांव दुख रहा है, आज हाथ दुख रहा है, आज सर दुख रहा है. At that point, even if we lovingly thought of the Lord, He is protecting our faith. He is not saying कि आज तुमने 16 माल नहीं किया, भाग यहाँ से, I am not protecting you. Right? So Ananyas, if we can simply do his chintan, ज्योति यादनिक, अगर माल हाथ में नहीं पकड़ पाई डार्लिंग, there is absolutely no problem. Your chintan was 100% on God. And that chintan, right? He protects our faith. So, praying that we build faith kan every single day, and praying that this yoga kshemam vahami aham will prove itself to us, help us realize this every single day of our lives. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Thank you all for joining.